We do not value public education as we should, as we used to.
Coming up on News Live at 6, the Syracuse City School District is facing teacher shortages. The details on how it's being handled.
Plus, how an SU professor is bringing together the community in a unique way.
And the weather has been pretty unpredictable lately with snow yesterday and sun today. I'll have everything you need to know when News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
We're learning new details tonight about the teacher shortage here in Syracuse. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Holdmeyer.
And I'm Cora Mayer-Costa. The Syracuse City School District is one of many around the nation that is facing this issue. Our Ben Ross details on how the shortage is affecting students.
There's a nationwide teacher shortage that is currently hitting hard in the Syracuse City School District. SCSD Communications Director Brad Vivacqua says more than 100 teachers leave the district per year, making retention one of the biggest challenges right now.
It's that turnover that we're experiencing every year, when it comes to retirement. And the fact is that a lot of districts are looking for teachers.
Syracuse Teacher Association President Nicole Capsello says she saw the first warning when fewer college students were enrolling in education programs. Capsello says the shortage will continue until educators are valued.
Public educators have been under attack, right? Like we don't want to pay them. We don't feel as though they're valued. We have destroyed the pension system for Tier 6 in New York State. We do not value public education as we should, as we used to, and that is part of the decline in people wanting to go into education.
Capsello says that the district wants to start helping out more. They should start allocating money more towards the teachers instead of other resources.
They need to shift funds, and they need to bolster what they are already doing in order to get more people interested and in order to help more people get through the certification process.
Vivacqua says the school actually is investing in using funds to help teachers get certified. With more than 300 uncertified teachers currently in classrooms, he says those efforts are critical to ensuring students receive the best education possible.
We're always investing in those career pathways to help teaching assistants earn their certificate, their certification, and get those advanced degrees so they're certified to put forth the best staff possible to give them the best education.
In Syracuse, Ben Ross, CitrusTV News.
Ben, thank you. And right now, a large police presence has gathered on the south side. Officials say they are investigating a potential shooting on the corner of Webster Avenue and Cannon Street.
This is right next to the Southside Innovation Center owned by Syracuse University. This has been blocked off with caution tape since around 4 this afternoon. Right now, there's no confirmation anyone was injured or hit by gunfire.
And new details tonight, all waterways in Onondaga County are closed to the public until further notice. County Executive Ryan McMahon issued an urgent emergency order today, citing dangerously high water levels in the area.
Bodies of water are closed to all non-commercial boats, and residents are advised to stay away from local bodies of water. McMahon warns property owners high water levels could put docks, retaining walls, and shorelines at risk. He adds floodwaters can carry invisible debris underwater, and rising water levels near bridges lowers clearance for boats. Deep water creates strong currents that can easily sweep people away, and as well as their boats. All are advised to keep distance.
And Mayor Sharon Owens has submitted her budget proposal for next year. The total budget is just over $350 million. The biggest change is a 4% water rate increase. There is no change to property taxes. Owens says key budget investments include $2.25 million for the Housing Strategies Corporation. This budget would cover the city from July 1st to June 30th of next year. Meetings to review the budget start tomorrow and will last through May 6th.
Staying in City Hall, fiscal changes are coming to Syracuse. City Auditor Alexander Marion released a statement today in regards to the affordability challenges that people face. He also expressed his concern about the almost 10% increase in employee health insurance, as well as a 12% increase in civilian pensions. He says these changes are a recipe for future fiscal distress for the city of Syracuse.
Gas prices here in New York continue to rise. As a result, both Republican and Democratic legislators in Onondaga County are supporting a cap on gas taxes. The Democratic legislature is offering savings of 4 cents per gallon for every dollar spent on gas above $4. Gas prices in Onondaga County have surged above $4, up over $1 in the last month. The Republican and Democratic legislatures say they are hopeful the tax cap will relieve some financial stress for families.
Sticking with the Democratic legislature, 4 Democratic candidates are running for the same seat on the Syracuse Common Council. Helen Hudson, Chala Surat, Daniel Stazzone, and Moese Lob have all filed petitions with the Board of Elections. They are all looking to fill in the final year of an at-large council term. That seat was previously held by the current Common Council president, who started in her new position this year. One of these candidates will be chosen during the primary election to face the Republican candidate this fall.
And on campus, there is one more place you can go to test your knowledge, Cora.
That's right, Lauren. We learn from professors here at school, but one professor is teaching in other ways. Our Perline Deal is live to tell us more. Now, Perline, what does this professor teach?
Thank you, Lauren and Cora. Actually, the answer to your question is right behind me here. It's Heinz Hall. That's where the professor you're talking about is from. And actually, every day, there's hundreds of students and professors that come here to learn. But there's one professor in particular that stands out who spends his Tuesday nights teaching the community in a unique way. And I went to see why community members keep on coming back week after week.
Here's your question number 2. The New Deal is the name of an initiative created by what U.S. president?
Tuesday nights at the Lafayette Inn aren't about tests, but they do come with a challenge. Trivia nights have become a weekly tradition for locals and students. Leading it all is a professor from the iSchool.
I love playing trivia. I am a sucker for trivia. And so because I love playing it so much, I felt the need to present and use my knowledge in a different way, and so using this as a platform to share my knowledge and my expertise with audiences is really exciting and inspiring. Like Tuesdays are my lecture days when I'm giving huge lectures, and so Tuesdays I find that I'm a little bit sluggish in the afternoon, but coming to trivia just picks me up and gives me an energy that I didn't have even earlier in the day.
What started as a fun side activity has grown into something bigger, bringing people together through a shared love of competition and community. For some, trivia night isn't just a pastime, it's a weekly ritual.
Coming to trivia for the last 10 years or so. I've made a lot of friends doing this. A lot of people I've met over the years, and they've come back, and a lot of these people have been here as long as I have doing this, absolutely. Christopher, he's got a very outgoing personality, and he exudes, knowledge in an interesting way.
And whether it's your first time or your 10th year, the only homework is coming back next Tuesday.
Professor Perello has been running trivia every Tuesday for the last 3.5 years, and he has no plans to stop anytime soon. For CitrusTV News from Heinz Hall, I'm Perline Deal.
Perline, thank you for that story. And new details tonight in the funding of the Syracuse Aquarium. Almost $6 million of donations comes from a former film hub. This is well over the majority of the $7.6 million raised in total. The film hub was ran by the Greater Syracuse Soundstage Development Corporation, founded by county officials. The county sold the film hub back in 2024 for just under $6 million. Most of that is now included in the donation to the aquarium. The county comptroller says he is confused why the aquarium committee didn't say most of the fundraising came from just one donor.
Here comes another cost to Syracuse. The city is moving forward with previously scheduled plans to demolish a downtown parking garage. Officials say the Fayette parking garage on East Fayette Street is no longer safe and repairs would cost too much. The garage has since been closed since November after an inspection revealing serious structural problems. The demolition is expected to cost up to $3 million.
And speaking of structural problems, the historic Baldwinsville mansion that was severely damaged by a fire over the weekend looks like it's going to be salvaged. Fire inspectors say the fire was caused by batteries on a basement workbench that combusted. The home, known as Applecrest, is over 100 years old. The owner purchased the home decades ago and plans to repair damages, including a partial floor collapse. The owner says all floors of the home will need to be repaired.
Now to the latest on the summer concert lineup in Syracuse. The New York State Fair announced Herman's Hermits, starring Peter Noon, will perform again this year. This is the band's 16th consecutive year on the fair lineup. They will perform on Thursday, September 1st at 1 p.m. This concert is free with admission to the fair, which remains at $8 this year. And with fairs come great weather, hopefully, fingers crossed, always.
I mean, the weather today honestly would be pretty nice to go to a fair. It was bright and sunny. Temperatures could have been a little bit higher for April, but overall it was a pretty great day today.
It was a little bit chilly, but our Kate Tannenbaum is live outside. Kate, is it as chilly as it seems outside with the wind in your hair and everything?
Yeah, guys, I mean, the temperatures have been fluctuating like crazy the past couple of days, as we saw with that snow yesterday. And even this morning, it was so cold that I needed to wear my big puffy jacket. But now it's around 50 degrees out here, and it is sunny and gorgeous. There's not a cloud in the sky. But as we head into the night, those temperatures are going to drop again down to around 36 degrees. But those clear skies are here to stay, so at least there's some good news, because this has been kind of confusing and it's a little hard to navigate, but not to worry, because I will have all the details you need later on in the show.
Kate, thank you. A road in Cicero is still seeing major flooding following last week's storms. Beach Road is still submerged in water, and that's expected to last through the end of this week. The town of Cicero is helping residents by hosting sand filling stations at the South Bay Fire Department. Police are stationed just outside of flood zones to make sure drivers aren't speeding through. Officials say they are hopeful to have the flooding area cleaned up by the end of the week.
A Republican candidate for New York gubernatorial race is suing the state's Public Campaign Finance Board. Bruce Blakeman says this move comes after the board denied him millions of dollars in matching funds. The board voted 4-3 along partisan lines to reject Blakeman's application. This is due to him citing his failure to submit specific paperwork required. This left Blakeman with a significant financial disadvantage against Democratic opponent, which is the current governor, Kathy Hochul.
And coming up on News Live at 6, Iran has made a major move that could compromise a ceasefire deal reached this morning. The details and what could follow.
And another person is being sentenced in the case of Matthew Perry. We'll tell you who and what for after the break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6, with Cora Mayer-Costa, Lauren Holdmeyer, and Kate Tannenbaum. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz following Israeli attacks on Lebanon. That's according to Iranian state media. This comes after Iran reached a ceasefire deal with the U.S. early this morning.
Iran now says the U.S. has violated parts of the deal. Lebanon's health ministry says Israeli strikes earlier today killed 182 people. Israel says the Iranian truce doesn't apply there. This is the highest single-day death toll in the Israel-Hezbollah war.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt spoke earlier today. She says Americans should trust that President Trump's negotiation skills.
Never underestimate President Trump's ability to successfully advance America's interests and broker peace. President Trump has a proven track record of achieving good deals on behalf of the United States and the American people, and he will only accept one that puts America first.
Iranian media says this deal would allow them to start charging ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, but details are not clear on this yet, especially as Iran closed the strait earlier today. And the woman who admitted to selling the ketamine that killed actor Matthew Perry was just sentenced an hour ago. She received 15 years in prison from an LA judge. This is the third defendant sentenced in connection with Perry's death.
She is the only defendant so far whose plea deal includes an acknowledgement of causing Perry's death. This has gotten her the harshest sentence of all so far.
Court filings refer to the woman as Ketamine Queen. They say she focused her drug operation on high-end clients. Family of Matthew Perry spoke in court before her sentencing.
And now to the latest. 2 additional airlines have raised their baggage fees. Here's what you need to know. Delta announced yesterday that checked bag fees will increase due to an effort to combat higher jet fuel prices. Passengers will now have to pay $45 for a single checked bag. That's up $10 from previous fees.
Southwest Airlines also announced today that its checked bag fee will increase $10. Delta and Southwest are now the 3rd and 4th airlines to increase baggage fees following United and JetBlue.
Complimentary bags will still be available to some passengers with premium tickets and credit card holders on both airlines. International passengers on Delta's long-haul flights will not see fee increases.
And sticking.
Coming up after the break, I'll have your 5-day forecast. Stick with us.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is 28-1.
28-1.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. We're taking a look at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow it's going to be partly cloudy but warmer than it was today with a high of 66 and a low of 46. Friday we are going to see some showers in the afternoon, but it's going to be a high of 63 and a low of 37. So those big fluctuations once again. Saturday it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 32. Sunday it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 59 and a low of 53. And then Monday we're going to going to see some more afternoon showers, but a high of 76 and a low of 61. Now, this past week, I feel like absolutely everyone has had their eyes on the skies, but not exactly to check for the weather, but to check on the status of the Artemis II mission. Now, just yesterday, NASA released all these new images that the astronauts sent back, and this one was my favorite because I think the perspective of the moon and the Earth is just so cool to look at. But if you're gonna be still on Earth, the moon's gonna look a little different. It's gonna be a waning gibbous tonight, excuse me, with 65% illumination. That's all for me, guys. Back to you.
All right, Kate, I'll have to get out there and check out the moon. Looks like it's gonna be a good one tonight. Well, Wegmans has just issued a recall on rice. Customers are encouraged to check their 2-pound bags of Lundberg organic jasmine rice as it may contain foreign material.
Bags with the best buy dates and lot codes below may be returned for a full refund. Customers can contact Wegmans Food Market with questions at the number of your screen right here. And if you want to buy a new bag, you're not the only one. What's coming up that's new in SU Sportsbrook?
Well, Cora, with April showers comes the NCAA transfer portal. Syracuse men's basketball and women's enter new eras with departures and some new additions. So who's to say and who's washed away? All that and more coming up on Sports.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
A new head coach isn't the only change coming to Syracuse basketball this season, as both the men's and women's programs enter the transfer portal period. Welcome into sports. I'm Brooke Kilgore. It's been a significant 24 hours since the NCAA transfer portal opened yesterday. Now we'll head to the women's side. Only 4 of the last season's 15 women's squad remains. Guard Sophie Burrows, forward Madeline Potts, and Shai Hawkins are some of the names to depart Felicia Leggett-Jack. Even with the incoming freshman and rebounder Uche Azoje returning, the Orange face a massive deficit weeks after falling to top-ranked UConn in the second round of March Madness. But in terms of the men's side, it wasn't unexpected that a handful of Siena players would follow head coach Jerry McNamara to the 315. However, the team has seen more departures than additions. The only additions coming from Saints guard Gavin Doty and forward Tasmin Goodrick. Doty, the MAAC tournament MVP, averaged 18 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game last season. However, his presence and the return of Sadiq White doesn't fill the 7 transfers that Cuse lost yesterday. Those names include Nathan George, Luke Fennell, Tyler Betsy, and 2-year veteran Donnie Freeman. But hey, staying in Cuse, the Syracuse Crunch announced tomorrow that it will be unveiling its jerseys for Saturday's First Responders Night. The team has partnered with local departments to host its second annual Michael Jensen Memorial First Responders game at 3 p.m. The interdepartment game is in honor of Officer Jensen, who was killed in the line of duty 2 years ago. The memorial game will take place between Syracuse Police and Fire departments before the Crunch take on the Utica Comets at 7 p.m. The specialty jerseys for the later game will honor local first responders lost in the line of duty. And staying on the ice, the Buffalo Sabres are tied for first in the Atlantic Division headed into tonight's game against the Rangers, nipping at the heels of Tampa and Montreal, all with 102 points in tonight's matchup. Offers one of the few chances left to pull away. Playoff seeding may come down to whether Buffalo or Tampa finishes higher in the Eastern Conference standings. The Sabres pulled away with a big 4-2 win against the Lightning on Monday night. However, Tampa Bay has played one fewer game than the Sabres and actually holds that tiebreaker advantage. It all comes down to the last 4 games, with the potential to see these two teams against the top compete each other in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Sabres look to dominate. Puck drop against the Rangers is slated for 7 p.m. at Madison Square Garden.
Well, Brooke, I'm not the biggest hockey fan myself,
That's okay.
but I know a lot of people around here are excited about this game. What are your predictions for the outcome?
I mean, to be fair, the Rangers have been struggling so much this season. They are sitting the bottom, at least in their division. So the Sabres really need to take advantage of just taking a nice, easy win, getting back on their feet before they have the last 3 games of the season. I think the Sabres walk away with this one.
Awesome.
All right. Nice, looking like a little nice ice-cold win a little bit there. That's funny.
We'll take it, right?
But thank you so much, Brooke.
Of
yes,
course.
We'll be right back with your wake-up weather.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
What?
I'm high.
Oh.
Welcome back. We're taking a look at your wake-up weather. Now tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. it's going to be 43 degrees, so a little chillier for your morning commute, whether you're walking to class or you're headed over to work. But by noon it's going to rise up to around 56 degrees, and then by 6 p.m. those temperatures are just going to keep climbing, getting all the way up to around 63 degrees, and it's going to be partly cloudy all day, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice one out there.
Kate, that is so exciting. We saw some snow earlier this week, which I guess is normal for Syracuse, but it's April and I'm ready for some spring weather, so that is music to my ears.
Me too. We've been getting the spectrum.
Yeah, well, something else that we are excited about around here, one soda company is kicking spring off with a fresh look on a classic. Coca-Cola is releasing new designs to celebrate America's 250th birthday.
Now each state will have different icons on the can representing the said states, and I just think this is a unique way to celebrate the anniversary. But then also earlier today they had a pop-up here on campus where they had AI draw you as a basketball player, and so a few of us here, part of the newsroom, went up and got him, and it was just such a fun activity.
Look at you go, Cora, going to get your little selfie taken.
I was excited. As you can see on your screen from left to right, that's me, Lauren, Kate, and our reporter Perline.
You know, I do think it's kind of interesting that they put us as basketball players, I was kind of confused about that one.
Me
But
too.
what do you guys think of the portraits?
You heard all about the NCAA transfer portal opening. Felicia Lilligett-Jack might be calling you guys in a little bit, seeing how great you look in those photos, so be expecting a call.
You know
I don't
what?
think
I'll
they
have to
want
take
me
them
on
up.
their I don't think they want me on their teams.
Well, regardless, it was a fun way. We got to try some Coke while we were in there, some like floats that they were offering. So it was just a fun way to introduce spring.
Exactly, and to say unique is, you know, come on. I want to be a basketball player. They run off Coke. Who knows?
Well, that's CitrusTV News Live at 6 for this Wednesday.
For the entire news team, I'm Cora Mayer-Costa.
And I'm Lauren Holdmeyer. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.